Yes, welcome one and all, Spearhead podcast number 36. Big up all the regulars. We're kicking off today with Scientific Woman, forthcoming Viper. It's not vinyl, I'm afraid, it was just crackle. That Scientific's added for effect. We'll get into the chat and all your shouts and everything else shortly. Just thought I'd get us warmed up first today. This, of course, Love for the Fallen featuring DRS, me and Charlotte Sattel remix.
Split second decisions that change 1,000 lives. I keep missing the target, but I'm not aiming right. Thrown away words, but now I hold them all so tight. Reoccurring dreams, you're still with me when I sleep at night. Invisible lines like where the ocean meets the sky. We effortlessly cross the T's and then we dot the I's. Maybe love's for the stupid people and not the wise. It's always easier when you're looking down on someone's life. So past judgment, rolling eyes. Imagine that from other side. Compassion for my fellow man. Something I will never hide in cheap disguise. While excuses dig the deepest lies or deepest waters up to our shoulders, back to the cheapest tide. Let me be your light in dark times, a beacon bright. When everything is going left, I'll make you feel alright. It doesn't have to cost anything, just the cheapest smile. Actions speak a billion words because the heart is blind.
Well, if you missed last week, you probably won't have heard this one before. This is Love for the Fallen featuring DRS by me and Charlotte. Sato on the remix. Thanks to everybody that joined last week. It was great fun having Mike and Charlotte join us on the guest. I can't believe all the technology held out and worked. I will just give the normal disclaimer like I do now at the start of these. Again, this week, SoundCloud listeners listening to half the podcast, then whinging about the talking. So, let me tell you now, this is not a music podcast for several reasons. One, I like talking. Those of you have commented, he loves the sound of his own voice. Damn right I do. Otherwise, how would I do this for 2 hours, 36 times? But apart from anything else, I'm playing you loads of brand new and exclusive music. You can't have it for free. That's just how it goes. And that's to the moaners, not to you, amazing lot in the chat, who have been here for the last 36 weeks as we grow this thing. So big the heck up. There will be a lot of talking if you don't like that in a podcast and you're listening back. Turn it off now and come and join us on a Saturday instead at 2 p.m. over on YouTube/Spearhead Records Limited or Facebook/Spearhead Records, and you'll get more of what it's about, where you can ask questions and everything else. So there you go. Right, let's work my way down the chat then and see who's with us this week. Great to see so many regulars. Cobb Dobler, big up. Dan, Brian, Wayne, Exuberant. Dan, we did miss you last week, mate. Glad you're back. Danny, I know it wasn't vinyl playing, I'm afraid. Ember, great to have you with us. Stuart Horbury, Arthur Radendick, Chris Newell. Thank you so much to all you guys, because as well, I recognise so many names now. Look, just keep buying loads and loads of stuff from the shop. And I love that. It supports me, helps this game, supports the artist. So thank you very much. Martin Hatt, you're one of those. I'm not going to be able to shout at everyone because it would just be 20 minutes of shout outs. Big up Matt Digital Pilgrims, and I've known Matt for a number of years. Big up Teresa Dower. You're one of the people who have packed at least 2 or 3 orders for this week. Big up. Dan DPR. Dan DPR is not just in the chat room, but I first saw Dan DPR in the chat room on here. More news about Dan DPR and his journey later on in the podcast. Mella Phillips, big up. Somebody said, I saw a minute ago, it'd be nice to have an all vinyl set. Do you know what? It's been so long since I mixed vinyl. I'm up for doing it one week, but I probably haven't done a vinyl set for at least 5 or 6 years. So it might be interesting mixing. I will give it a go. Tim Hewitt's been repping his gold beanie all week, loving it. Repping the grey one today. These and this t-shirt available, spearheadrecords.co.uk. And I should have said as well, you can pre-order Life As You Know It. And do you know what? You know that by now if you listen to this regularly. But spearheadrecords.co.uk or spearheadrecords.bandcamp.com. Life As We Know It's up for pre-order. The track playing now, Willem for Dub, is for me. Dub is up for pre-order. Loads and loads of stuff. So do feel free to ask questions, ask for shout outs, everything else as we go along today. I've got loads of brand new music to get into. Dan Brian has accidentally turned his subtitles on. I do that on purpose a lot. It's quite good fun actually, because it never gets it quite right. So I'd leave them on, mate, and just see what it translates my ramblings to today. It's quite good fun. will tell you one other thing as well before we get into the music, and that is that this has appeared. Let me get it. It's not due out for over a month, but this has appeared in stock early for a nice change. Seba, Breathe Deep EP. This one's now damaged. Whoever gets that one, sorry about that. And these are now in the shop. It says pre-order, but if you pre-ordered it, I've already shipped it, so it should be with you very soon. And of course you can get your pre-order in and I'll send it straight away. This is by High Contrast. It's called Met Her at a Dance in Leicester. It's the DJ Marky remix. Big up Marky, he's absolutely smashed this one. I just saw Dan Bryan ask when is the Millbrook remix of Cannot Escape Your Love coming out. It says 9th of February on Bandcamp. If you have a look on Bandcamp, it actually says the 19th of February, not the 9th of February, because I've just changed it. I just missed the one when I typed, so I'm really sorry about that. It's coming out on the 19th. It always has been. That was a little typing error. So it's out on Friday. As requested then, got to give a massive shout out to Hunter Hall and Matt and Zoe too. Big up, hope you guys are well. Mark Anthony's requested this shout out for Ruth Royal. So Ruth, if you're out there, I hope you are well. And a shout from me too. This is forthcoming Galaxy, one of the Liquidity labels. It's by Talomic and it's called By My Side. There's an Owl track called By My Side as well, not to be confused with that one. More creative names, please, people. But a great tune nonetheless. Going to give a quick shout as well to the one and only Rob Bonney, who tunes in most weeks. Happy birthday, Rob. Hope you're well, my friend.
Looking for a way out.
Okay, this one coming in is called Rainbow Warrior, and it's by somebody I hadn't heard of before, and it was a weird name. So last night I was going through all the promos, trying to find new music to play you guys today, and as I was doing it, I was flicking through Netflix at the same time to see what to watch whilst I was listening through stuff, and I saw in the Netflix top 10 at the moment is something called Cecil Hotel. I don't know if any of you have watched it. It looks like it's kind of about some freaky hotel where somebody disappeared from. And as I was reading the thing and the trailer came on for that looking a bit freaky, I flicked through the promos and I looked down and I saw that this artist's name is Cecil Hotel. Weird. Maybe influenced by that. I don't know. Anyway, this is forthcoming on Program. And it's called Rainbow Warrior.
Come first every time, see?
And I've got to shout out Richard Spencer. If you're out there watching this at the moment, big up to you, mate. Thank you very much for your order. Let's just come in.
That is mine.
Every time, see?
If you like that kind of jungle banger and you haven't checked him out before, I'd recommend checking out an artist called Tim Reaper, who is got that sound down. And this week, the legendary Tim Reaper has remixed one of my tracks. And it's not been mastered yet, but all will be revealed soon, and I can't wait to play it to you. This one then is out now. Debut Technomatic release for their own label, Technomatic Music, featuring the legendary Charlotte Haining, and it's called Still Miss You. Yeah, I talked over the drop, but you know what? It'll be in the playlist. Get the link for the playlist. It's in the description of this. And you can listen to it without me mouthing off.
Don't think I could take one more. Please don't cry. I haven't done nothing wrong. If you're holding out in the hope I won't find out, let me make it easy on you now. If you blame it all on me, then there's no doubt. There's no point in trusting you, 'cause I don't really need it, and I don't really want this, but it doesn't change the fact that I still miss you. No, I don't really need it, and I don't really want this, but it doesn't change the fact that I still miss you. Doesn't change, no, no. Doesn't change the fact that I still miss you. Doesn't change, no, no. Doesn't change the fact that I still miss you. Doesn't change, no, no. Doesn't change.
This is Sonic, Piano Anthem, an absolute classic Hospital tune. And this has been remixed for the 25 years of Hospital compilation out soon. Spy on the remix. I think it's Diane Charlemagne on the vocal. May she rest in peace, bless her. One of the greatest vocalists to ever hit D&B and gone far too soon. This one's been out a while then. This is Whisper by Roy Green and Protone, and Monologue as well as a feature. It was out on the Clarksdale EP last year, and you can grab it from spearheadrecords.bandcamp.com now. So this year marks 10 years since my debut album Beat the System came out. It also marks 20 years since my first ever BCee release, track with Cubics called Life Changes back in 2001. If I can find it, it must be around somewhere. I've definitely got it on vinyl. I'll play it to you, but it's not the greatest. Anyway, the 26th of this month, this is officially out, but I'm already shipping these. Some of you might have this already, but this has been repressed. BCee Beat the System, original album. Boosh. Love the artwork on this one. That was all hand drawn by Andy. Everything representing one of the tracks. Andy is my wife, for those that don't know. All representing one of the tracks on the album. Is anybody out there taken from that one? So this is kind of the first thing of the year, celebrating 20 years of my music this year, repressing this. There was no plan to do a Life as We Know It album or Life as We Know It remix album, so that's kind of been put in as a bonus. Look at that. And I'll show you inside as well. But this is the best bit. Look at those vinyls. How sick is that? So yeah, please, look, the 10th anniversary edition is out and about. So if you want one of them, grab one, because they are going like hotcakes and I want to sell them all out. So anyway, I thought I'd play you something from that album. This track's called Out in the Cold. It's on this Beat the System album, along with Generations. Is anybody out there? Heartache, Captured in Time. I'm trying to see the other ones that you might know of mine. And Count the Stars. Yeah, it was a good album, if I do say so myself. Anyway, this one's called Out in the Cold. Maybe you've heard this before, maybe you haven't. Big up Martin Hatt, he's got his already. If you pre-ordered this some time ago, you will, your copy will be on the way, because I have shipped all the pre-orders and I'm now shipping them as they come in. I did sign all the pre-orders. If you want to sign one now, we'll sign it for you if you want, but you'll have to put a note with your order, otherwise it will come shrink wrapped. And yeah, like I just said, there is going to be, at the end of this year, 20 years of BCee album. I'm still finishing it up, but I'll tell you now, it's going to be a bunch of remixes and a bunch of brand new tunes, all in a big package.
Don't you want your relief? 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 Don't you want your
When this album came out in the first place, it wasn't the dumb thing to have more than one track aside on vinyl. So there were only 4 tracks actually made the vinyl cut of this. This time around, the full album's on vinyl. And the same with my next album, Lost and Found, as well. Only 4 tracks made the vinyl. Like Beat the System wasn't even pressed. Not Beat the System. Back to the Streets didn't even get cut to vinyl and became one of my biggest tunes. So there you go. So if these sell out like they look like they're going to, I'll probably do Lost and Found the same thing next. And we'll do a little anniversary edition of that as well. Big up to DJ Lion D, who's been ordering everything. I've got to give you a shout, my man. Thanks very much. Another track taken from this album is a track called Captured in Time. Now, earlier on, if you were listening, I mentioned Dan, aka DPR, who has been producing for a while. I don't think he's actually had any releases, but he should do because he's sick. How old were you when this was made? Well, this album came out 20 years ago and I'm 44, so it's been a while. So 24, I think I wrote it when I was 23. No, 10 years ago, 33. Yeah, that's more like it. My first tracks I wrote when I started writing music when I was like about 10, but nothing was decent until my mid-20s. Anyway, Dan DPR. When lockdown first happened, I started a Patreon. I didn't keep it up very long because I started doing this and this took up all my time, but Dan was one of the supporters on that. I put the stems, which if you're not a producer you might not know, are all the individual samples and sounds that I used to make a track. I put them on my Patreon page so that producers could mess around and have a play with it. I couldn't work out where the music was coming from. My laptop's playing music again, 2 seconds. And Dan got the parts for Captured in Time, remixed it and sent it to me, and I played it loads and loads of podcasts back. Also on here, he asked me a question: what's the best way to get music to me? And I said ordinarily it's meet me and give it to me in person. So I put a post on Facebook and said, has anybody got any old decks? My nephew wants to start mixing. Dan called me up and said, yes, do you want to come and get them? So I went round to get them. He gave me some demos. So DPR is now going to be releasing his debut EP as the next release on Spearhead sister label Future Retro. And it's coming out very soon. And it will include, it's got one track with Leo Wood. I'll play that for you in a little while if I remember. A couple of bangers. And a DPR remix of BCee Captured in Time will be on there as well. GOD&B, I'm not sure what song you're talking about. Do you mean Captured in Time? It's not sampled from a song if that's the case. Just an original clip. So this is Captured in Time, DPR remix, forthcoming Future Retro. So if there's any other budding producers out there as well, do go to the Spearhead Records page. Down the bottom you'll see a demo submission link. And this week I've signed tracks from 4 brand new producers who have only had like a handful of tracks out. So I'm looking to support new artists. just regards the little vocal snippet in this, then it is a sample you may have heard other places because it was from a library pack thing, but not from another track. Harry Fleet says Guilty is one of my favourites of yours, which is taken from that album as well, the Beat the System one. Am I planning on remixing it? Probably not that one, because when I started out I didn't used to care where I was sampling stuff from at all, and there are some quite hot samples, including a sample from Family Guy in that track, so you got to be a little bit careful. Big up DPR in the chat. DPR, part of his debut release, and just rolling it out there like he's been doing it for 20 years. So wicked. Big up. This one is What It Was, forthcoming Shogun by Waze. Okay, this one finally came out yesterday. This is called Neon Nights. If you pre-ordered this, you should have the vinyl now. At least it's on its way. This is from the Vanguard Project Volume 7. The vinyl version right here, 6-tracker. This one's Neon Nights. It's also got New Disco, Magic Carpet, Portraits, Visiting Hours, Launchers. Big up to Hybrid Minds for Kane in it. Rene Levice as well has been playing this one. High Contrast put it in his mix for Kiss FM. So wicked. Loads of support. And thank you to you lot for getting the vinyl version as well. Funny, quite often when we finish these Vanguard Project tunes, either I've pushed it so far one way or Drew's pushed it so far one way. We often finish them and put them to one side thinking, what the heck have we just made? And then come back to them later on and think, it's alright actually. And this is definitely in that bracket. It's a bit of a weird one, but it kind of works. Right then, it's time for something super duper brand new. I will have to talk over this one a little bit because it's so new, and that's the only way to do it, with the ban on playing new music too far ahead. This is forthcoming, brand new Polar and Bryson. I believe it's the first single from their, what will end up being their next album. It's called Under. Features Lauren Archer on the vocals.
Nothing to regret.
And his forthcoming Shogun.
What's with all the rush? Don't you have enough? Why are you giving up? Giving Suddenly I'm floating under water, trying to breathe. Finally I'm hoping you're something, someone that I need. There's somebody out there who makes me feel complete. There's somebody out there who makes me feel complete. Suddenly you're calling, I'm trusting. Your faith is guaranteed. Finally I'm falling. You're something, someone that I need. Maybe it makes sense to carry a little less, leave nothing to regret. What's with all the rush? Don't you have enough? Why are you giving up?
Well, if this is a taste of what the next Polar and Bryson album is going to be like, it ain't too shabby.
Giving up. Suddenly I'm floating under water, trying to breathe. Finally I'm hoping
Vocals by Lauren Archer, someone I've not come across before.
there's somebody out there who makes me feel complete. There's somebody out there who makes me feel complete.
This one's also forthcoming Shogun on their Point of Origin series. It's by Inmost and it's called Daybreak. This week I was honoured enough to be sent a brand new full album coming on the Space Cadet label from somebody who had a really quiet year last year. Oh no, wait a minute, quite a busy year last year. The one and only Delroy Pottinger, aka DRS. He's got a full album about to drop called Light Language on his own label. This is taken from Light Language. This is called Never Made It. It features Mind State on production, and it's pretty good. There are a couple of expletives in this, just to give you a warning if you're watching this with young ears or easily offended.
And it's alright, we never made it.
And as I've done half the show,
My glass
I'm firing up that hot chocolate machine.
I know to carry the weight of wanting you, to deal with the pain of loving you. And it's alright, we never made it. My glass up, 'cause feeling this the way I know to carry the weight of wanting you, to deal with the pain of loving you.
I know we tried and I fucked up every chance you gave me, and that's the truth of the matter, no lie. I know I'm high in insomnia, got me acting crazy. With love and hate, there's a very thin line. The more success, the more you feel neglected. The more regrets, it's hard not being affected than being disrespected. My demons keep us disconnected, always this expected. Life without it got me feeling breathless. I know we tried and I fucked up every chance you gave me, and that's the truth of the matter, no lie. I know I'm high in insomnia, got me acting crazy. With love and hate, there's a very thin line. The more success, the more you feel neglected. The more regrets, it's hard not being affected than being disrespected. My demons keep us disconnected, always this expected. Life without it got me feeling breathless.
Such a simple track, but exactly what it needs. Big up Mind State on this one.
And it's alright, we never made it. Fill my glass up, 'cause faded is the way I know to carry the weight of wanting you, to deal with the pain of loving you. And it's alright, we never made it. Fill my glass up, 'cause feeling this the way I know to carry the weight of wanting you, to deal with the pain of loving you.
This is me and Charlotte Haining.
Could have been everything, but it wasn't meant for us.
Could have been us. Winslow on the remix, of course, taken from Life as We Knew It. Available to pre-order now. Big up Matt Digital Pilgrims. Still got the dub plate of Life Changes. That was it. Life Changes EP. Yeah, man. 2001 that came out, Matt. So 20 years ago. And I probably gave you that when we were in Ibiza, I expect, because that was around when it came out. Mad.
I know I'm happy, but sometimes I think of what could be, and my mind takes me right back to you. If we started it over, I know that I'd pull you closer, and I know that I'd never let you go. Maybe when we're graying old, maybe I'll have you to hold. Oh, maybe our story's been told, and we just didn't dream enough. What could have been us? What could have been love?
Yeah, watch out for Winslow.
Could have been everything.
He's going to be signed to a big label very soon. Mark my words.
What could have been love? What could have been everything, but it wasn't meant for us. Could have been love. What could have been us? What could have been everything, but it wasn't meant for us.
Well, this is forthcoming on a compilation called Full Fat 01. Of course, that is coming on the Gold Fat label, Johnny Mike Kiss's label. This is by Kublai, a note, and it's called All the Things. And I think it's the label that introduced me to Winslow. Wicked label Johnny's got going on there. And it's introduced me to a load of new artists this year, all of which I'm going to try and get music from myself. So big up. And yeah, look out for this. The whole Full Fat 01 album is really, really on point, man. I left some classic feedback for it. Get sent promos all the time. You have to leave like DJ feedback. I have been trying to leave more creative feedback rather than just wicked. And then seeing who ends up using it on Instagram or whatever. There is one out there on the new Shogun release, the Coherent release, and it says something like a penguin flying backwards, wicked or something. So I'm trying. There was one the other week which said, I wish my wife was this dirty. I did get told off for that one. Resilience as I left him the best, most creative feedback he's ever had. I can't remember what it was. Can you type it in the chat if you can? The thing with the feedback forms is no one really cares what your feedback is. Like, I do sometimes when I send the Spearhead ones out, get people saying the frequency of the snare could do with being 200 hertz higher or something like this. Honestly, no one gives a toss. The reason why you ask for feedback is so that you can use that feedback when you go to iTunes, when you go to Spotify, and pitch your track to be included in playlists. That's what it's for. So it's not a production critique, the track's already coming out. So yeah, just trying to give the label something to get the attention of the playlisters. Right then, this is the title track from Seba's forthcoming EP, Breathe Deep. Like I said earlier on, you can get this track right now. You can order it, listen to it, have it, play it on vinyl. You'll get the digital version sent through on the official release date. But if you want the vinyl to play early, this track, Breathe Deep with Emily Harkness. It's also got the track So Beautiful, Feel It, which is a collab with me. True featuring Emily Harkness are all on there. And you can, if you order it now, it says pre-order, but if you order it now on Bandcamp or spearheadrecords.co.uk and it hasn't got other pre-orders in it, I will send them out. And Resilience just put the feedback that I left on his release, will smack me in the face with a rich tea biscuit. This is nice. It was a good track, bruv. Loads of people already pre-ordered this one by the looks of it in the chat. I have shipped them all. They only went in the last couple of days, but they'll be with you soon. Perhaps I should do, just responding to the chat room again, perhaps I should do a subscription service where you just get every release through. I'm up for that. We'll see if we can sort it out. Yeah, Spearhead Prime. Somehow attach it to Amazon orders so it gets free delivery. That'd do. If you've been keeping an eye on the shops, you will have seen that I've created a series called Hitting Target Since, which are 4 vinyls that are coming out later this year, each with 6 tracks on from the back catalogue. And you guys suggesting a subscription. I've pressed those vinyls intentionally all at the same time, rather than doing one a few months apart. And the reason for that is so that you can buy them all as a bundle. They will go on sale individually 1 week at a time. But if you pre-order the bundle, I will at least ship you all 4 at once, which will save you an absolute fortune on postage, especially if you live outside the UK. Julian Jones says he thinks he heard one of my tunes in a medieval history documentary. It is possible. My music is published by Hospital Records, Songs in the Key of Knife publishing company, and they do good with that sort of thing. But I don't often know until I get the statement through where stuff's been used. This is brand new, Black Lab. I'm still impressed that Black Labrador can produce music. But in all seriousness, I found out more about these guys. They hail from Las Vegas. Pretty cool. And I'm trying hard to sign some tracks from them for one of my labels. This one's called Need to Be. And the last one, in case you missed it, was Sever, Breathe Deep. Unreleased, but able to order on this vinyl from spearheadrecords.bandcamp.com. And you'll get the vinyl before it's released everywhere else. Chris Newell says, is this so we can have a sneaky Las Vegas launch party? Be alright, wouldn't it? Big up TW1ST13WPG. Bit of a mouthful. Twist 13, maybe? This is greetings from a minus 38 degree Canada. Wow, it's like 0 degrees here today. And I feel like I'm going to die when I'm outside. So, minus 38. Respect. Okay, another one then from the DRS album, Light Language. This one features Dogger on production, and it's called Our Time.
And I know, don't try to jeopardize, this is my destiny. It's our time, I'm telling you so. Don't try to jeopardize, enterprise growing up. Getting stronger. Cause I feel it, yeah. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Getting stronger. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cause I feel it getting stronger. Cause I feel it getting stronger.
Big up Arta, who says, hey Steve, how did my grant thing to go with the camera equipment? I applied for some lottery funding for an arts council grant. I'm afraid I was unsuccessful, but it did go, I got good feedback. They just had lots and lots of applicants, but we'll try and do something when we can. Somebody else says, do I ship to Jersey? Yeah, ship to everywhere. If I can ship there, I will. And the website will work out the shipping. We just charge what it costs us to ship, basically. It's not the cheapest, I'm afraid, the further you go from here, especially thanks to Brexit. Right, this is again something else from the 25 Years of Hospital album. Winslow on the remix again, this time of one of New Tone's biggest tunes, Tides featuring Lele. Winslow remix. And what a banger this, well, not really a banger, but what a deep, vibey one this is.
Give it back to me. Please return my mind. I sleep restlessly. This isn't what love defined. Give it back to me. Please return my mind. I sleep restlessly. This isn't what love defined. Give it back to me. Please return my mind. I sleep restlessly. This isn't what love defined. Please return my mind. Bridges and lights, ripples and tides, a constant reminder of a divide. Give me back my mind. Give it back to me. Towers built to the sky, looming over my tortured soul, killing time on Ludlow, trying to drown out my sorrow. And previously, I fought the city, the streets did sing, but the sirens and screams dominate, so deafening. Bridges and lights, ripples and tides, a constant reminder of a divide. Give me back my mind, and days turn to nights. It's unknown what's inside. While you delight in a state of gray, give it back to me. Give it back to me. Give it back to me. Please return my mind. Don't know what to do. Sleep restlessly. This isn't what love defines.
To make you feel that again. Your words stained my ears. My words fell on deaf ones, baby. Got a bag full of tears.
This is Phoenix Laoterus.
To be shown because my
Phoenix Laoterus. Flowers. Lensman on the remix. This is coming out on Sony or something, so it might drop the stream off.
you
If it does, I'll immediately put it back up.
throw my love away.
Somebody asked in the chat a moment ago, is there anywhere in the world I'd like to play that I haven't played yet? Yeah, there's quite a few places. I'd really like to do a proper US tour. I never toured the United States. I was on the way to try and I was going to tour the United States October last year.
I brought you flowers.
Just about to finish the visa process, and the pandemic kicked in, so it all got held off. So yeah, I'd like to do a US Canada tour.
But if never gonna be real.
And when things clear up a bit,
And now you tell her all the things that you said to me.
we'll see what we can do.
Me think of the destiny. Now you walking on the island, I ain't pretend. The illusion of my mind of a lost it. Maybe young in your eyes is a plan. It's a bit I never felt, so you couldn't comprehend. No, I can never comprehend. Because you throw my love away. Now I can't trust the same. Got me going crazy. Oh, your words stained my ears. My words fell on deaf ones, baby. Cried a bed full of tears. See, I brought you flowers, and I know I was the first. Shit, you know you had the power. Yeah, you had the power. So I called up your phone on a Sunday evening to tell you that I still feel the same. So can we try again? I still need you.
Fantastic remix. Great job, Lensman.
Cause you throw my love away. Now I can't trust the same. Got me going crazy. Oh. Cause you throw my love away. Now I can't trust the same. Got me going crazy. Oh.
This is taken from the forthcoming Club Sessions Volume 7 series by Carlito and Addiction on V Recordings. And this one's called Taboo, and it's Carlito, Addiction and DJ Marky. This is called All On You. It's forthcoming on Future Retro. And it's the title track of the All On You EP from our very own DPR, who, like I said earlier on, I first came across in this very chat room. So it's wicked. We're growing into releases now. Somebody in the chat I saw a second ago said, are there plans to continue the podcast outside of lockdown? Well, started this in the original lockdown and I haven't stopped all the way through other than a couple of weeks off. And certainly I intend to keep doing them until I'm not here because I'm out DJing somewhere. So it's going to be a while yet. Big up Jack Fuller, aka Walker. Got something of his to play before the end of the show that's forthcoming. Spearhead Records on the next Walker EP. This one is unlikely to be on vinyl, I'm afraid. But it will be available for pre-order for the download very soon. We're just getting the artwork finalised. This is called Ripples. It, of course, is by the wonderful Rhea. And it's on this album, Mood Swings 3, that came out a couple of weeks back. Still got some vinyls left of this one, including loads more fantastic tracks on this. So if you want this one on vinyl, spearheadrecords.co.uk. Oh, it's disappeared in the green tree. Or spearheadrecords.bandcamp.com. And get that beauty. This one's produced by me and Ember. We just did it as kind of a production job for Rhea and made it as per her instructions. So it's just a Rhea track.
And now the words that were left unspoken are rippling out, flowing deep. Your tears make waterfalls of years waste and tall. And now the skies up above me are filled with cloud. You carry hope, carry rain, all the love and pain, casting shadows over all of us. Things have changed.
And if you want to grab the playlist of all the stuff that's been played today, there is a link in the description of this, or just search Spotify for BCee or Spearhead Presents and you'll find it. There isn't a track list as such because I don't plan this out. I don't know what I'm going to play, and the only way I could make the track list would be the same way as you, so listen back to it and write them all down. And if someone can be bothered to do that and wants to list it in the comments on the YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to. But all the stuff that's been released will be in the playlist, and I always update that straight after the show. And also on release day, on the Fridays, anything that comes out on Friday that I got put off by Shelley Cooper saying damn chat. Anything that comes out on a Friday that I have been playing on the podcast, I always automatically add it to that playlist. This is out now. It will be straight into that playlist within 10 minutes of the show. So Shelley, if you're serious about the damn chat, you can listen to it then. And if you're not, then good. Right, this one's forthcoming on a label called Eloisa. It's called Disarm, and it's by somebody who's been around a long time but hadn't heard anything new from him for a bit. This is by Will Miles. I think the EP it's from is called Blacked Out. And this is an absolute jungle roller. Yes, big up Greg Submorphix in the chat. I hope you're well, mate. More music from you soon, I hope. As a shout out to Shannon, who's asked for an ID for something. I did type the ID for you in the chat. I don't know if you saw it, but also I do ID every single track. So just rewind it later on or ask someone else in the chat and I'm sure they'll let you know. So this one is Mirror Image Faction Remix, original by Technimatic. This was out last year and then is also on the beautiful Mood Swings Free vinyl too. What a banger. We're going to be moving into the last one in a minute. Another 2 hours has flown by. So if you do want to support me, the label, the show, any of the artists, it's really, really simple. We don't do a PayPal link or anything like that. Oh, by the way, I have received, I keep getting Facebook stars, about 10, 20 quid a show. So thank you to everybody that's given Facebook stars. I'm not actually on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. I use some software called OBS and then something called Restream that sends me everybody's messages. So I don't see when people give me stars until it pays them out and then you can't see who they're from. So if you've given me stars, I'm really, really thankful. And I apologise that I haven't thanked you personally, but I can't see who they're from. If you want to keep doing that, great. But all we ask is if you've liked the show, if you've liked any of the artists, just subscribe to the Spotify playlist, stream some of the artists' tracks, and if you've really liked them, buy their merchandise from me or just from another shop. It doesn't matter where you get it from. All the money ends up back with the artist. And if you want to support the label and this podcast directly, just buy some merch, hat, t-shirt, sweatshirt, anything like that. So I'm going to finish up today with the forthcoming single from Walker and Rhea. It's called Golden Hour. It's not going to be out till May the 14th. Oh no, it's going to be out before that. It's going to be out on the 16th of April. And then Walker has a full EP called Golden Hour coming on the 14th of May. So we've got loads of stuff coming from him this year. But this track with Rhea is one of my favourite things that she's vocaled for a while. And we're going to end with this. It's called Paragon. And like I said, it's by Walker. It will be up for pre-order on Spearhead Records Bandcamp page very soon. Until then, subscribe to the playlist, buy something from the shop, show a little love. Look after yourselves. Thanks for tuning in. If you've got to the end, I guess you didn't mind the talking. We'll get some more guests in soon. Reprint the dog logo t-shirt. I don't know if I've got the files anymore. At the moment, there's so much merchandise in this office. I won't be doing it until we sell a batch of the old stuff. So if you want that, buy some other stuff. And then we'll redo the dog one. Right, that's it. I'm done talking. I'm going to let the whole of the rest of this track play out. I'll see you next time. This is Paragon featuring Rhea Walker.
You